Okay, so this video is on Chapter 5, Customers and Sales. And just to let you know, normally I do my videos at home after I get home from work. However, I'm doing this one from work. So I'm actually in the classroom and I have students sitting here. So please try to ignore any outside sounds that you might hear. I ask everyone to be quiet. Actually, you're going to be watching this video, so you know who you are. All right, so Chapter 5 is Customer and Sales. The first thing they do is have you check your work from Chapter 4, which was pretty meaty, if you remember. There was a lot of meat to Chapter 4. So if you made a mistake, don't worry. You know, I could video chat you, or when you come to class, I will help you get caught up. So it should have came out, your trial balance for Chapter 4 homework, November 12th, should have came out to $99,896. The other thing you want to check is checking, and that's $60,545.59. You can see that right on your dashboard. It's 60545.59. So this chapter starts off with you looking at your accountant settings, or if you're working with the QBOA account, because some students have Plus accounts, some have QBOA. Yours might look a little different. It'll say company settings. So you go to the gear icon and you go to company settings. You're going to just double check you have this. We did this from Chapter 2, so all these things should already be correct. I already made sure everybody had all of these things correctly inputted before we moved on in Chapter 2. So I'm pretty sure everybody should have that done already, but just double check it again in your ebooks. The first thing we're going to do is add customers. So the first customer they have is eBiz. Now I have all these customers because remember, I've done this on my Plus account a few times already. So I'm just going to input the first one and I'll read the rest of them to you. So the way you get to adding a new customers, you come over here to the navigation pane on sales, you hover over, and then you go down to customer, and there'll be a green button on the top right that says new customer. And then the customer information pop-up window comes in. And that's where you'll start typing in the information you'll see there. And they have here, we're doing eBiz. Now, I don't show that they gave us anybody, a specific person. So you're just gonna go straight to company and write eBiz, and then that display name will automatically populate. So it'll automatically populate there and display, and then that will be there. Fine, so let's put the address. We have eBiz here as the check. The address is 800 West 2nd Ave, and that's Wilmington. Delaware 19801, country USA. Phone number 302-555-2000. This is not a sub customer. They say make sure you just have the same as billing address. Shipping address is the same as billing address, and then you click save. So let me get back to the book here and make sure you see how it looks like in the book. We inputted all of this if you followed along with me, and then you're gonna go ahead and click, and this is what the screen should look like, which mine just did. You're gonna click save. And so if you did that, I'm not gonna click save because I already have eBiz and I have all my customers here in the list. So I'm just gonna read out the rest of them to you. So because eBiz is located in Delaware, there's no sales tax. So you're gonna make sure that you have your customer is tax exempt box checked. So I'm gonna go back and show you where that's at. So if you exit out of something and you need to make a change, you just come over here. Oh, sorry, no. Oh, you just double click actually. I'm sorry, you double click and then you go to edit. So when you see these tabs here, these are other additional information tabs that you can put in, and one of them is tax info. That's the third one in. And I already have it. This customer is tax exempt. So if you have a customer that's located outside of the state of business, now this is how the rule goes. If you have several stores, let's say I have a store in New York, I have a store in New Jersey, and I have a store in Pennsylvania. Now, if I have an online shop as well, and I have a customer buy something from Florida, I'm not going to charge them sales tax. I only charge sales tax to the states that I have business. Already I have business in. I have a business location in, and I've already set up sales tax with them. So that would be for my particular company, New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. So any state outside of that, I wouldn't charge if it was just an individual or a business. Now, there are exceptions for certain things like governmental businesses. There are certain exceptions, and we'll see that because we have an example of that. So I just want to make sure you guys go back in there and go to tax info and make sure this customer is tax exempt. I showed you how to edit. So it's a good thing. I love when we get to go over edit. So when you come back to customers and there's anything you want to edit, you just double click on there and go to edit. Okay? So that means we're completed with that business. Now here's the second one, law offices of Williamson, Gallagher, and Katz. So you're gonna go to customers and you're gonna go to that new customer green button so you can add a new one, and that customer information pop-up is gonna come in, and under company you're gonna write law offices of Williamson, Gallagher, and Katz. Under that you'll see display name and it'll automatically populate, and then it should also populate into print on check as. So, and they have a little check mark, so you could put the check mark there. It should be populated already there for you. And we'll skip this because this comes out a little later. Put right under there, you'll see billing address. So put 18 Piedmont Avenue, and then NW for Northwest. And that's Anchorage, Alaska. Zip is 99510, country, USA. And then just make sure that that check mark is next to shipping address is same as billing address. Now you go up and add the phone number, and that's 907-555-8134. Now this company is also tax exempt. So remember I showed you that there were those tabs, and the third one in you have address, notes, and then the third one in was tax info. So you click on that third tab in, and then you'll see there the first thing on the top, you'll be able to say that this customer is tax exempt. The reason is state government. No sales tax is applied in Alaska. All right, and then you'll save that and go back out and go back in, customer, add new, right? The new customer is going to be Springfield Unified School District. So you'll type that in under company, it'll go under display name as, and then print check, and then you'll put this address in, 4892 Clear Lake Avenue, Springfield, Illinois, 62703, country, USA. Make sure you have that check mark next to same as billing address, then go back up to the phone number and put 217-555-5500. Now this customer is going to be, it's a school district, okay, and they do have tax in Illinois, so you are going to be taxing this particular customer. So this customer is going to be taxed at 6.25% sales tax. So you're going to follow what it says here. It's telling you that you're going to go to the tab, and you're going to have it as location, okay? So it is sales tax, and it's at 6.25% for Illinois, okay? So the next customer that you're going to have is Permanente Medical Service, and you're going to type in under company Permanente Medical Service. Automatically it will populate display name as Permanente Medical Service, and then you'll have that check mark. It should be there, that's what is going to be displayed on your check. I'm going to skip the phone number, go down to address. The address is 255 West 3rd Street, and that's Tucson, Arizona. So that tells us we're going to have this customer as a sales tax customer because they're in Tucson, Arizona, where we're located. The zip is 85704, the country's USA. Go back up to the telephone and make sure you input 520-555-9000. And then you're going to go to the third tab over. You should know where it is now, the tax info, and make sure that you have sales tax will be applied based on location. And then you'll click save. Now it tells you to go to reports. You can do that if you want. I'm not gonna do that because it shows you right here what it'll look like. If you go to reports and type in customer contact list, so what would you need to give this to? You might need to give this to a sales rep, a new sales rep that joined, where it's gonna display the following information. And you can actually change, you can customize this and change what columns will be displayed. So you have your customer, their phone numbers, their email, full name of the contact person, which they did not give us contact information, a person in the examples, the billing address and the shipping address, okay? Now we're going to look at customer invoices. So we talked about this in chapter 1. What is a customer invoice? Those are our credit customers. That means we're setting up accounts receivable account for these customers. We're going to bill them, and they probably have 30 days to pay. Okay? So we already have these customers inputted, so now all we have to do is put in our first invoice. Well, not our first, because we really did in chapter 1, but for this company. So we'll go to plus sign. This should say plus sign new. We're going to go to plus sign new and invoice, and then our first invoice is going to be eBiz, okay? So let's do that. We're going to go to plus sign new, and under customer, the very first one is invoice. And we're going to select eBiz, and it's going to be for 11/15. And it should populate to 12/15 because it automatically, by default, puts a net 30. I noticed that's something that they didn't add in that we would do. You should see invoice 1007 because that's where we're at, okay? And then you're going to come down and you're going to select data storage from the products. And the quantity is 5. We already put the information for data storage when we inputted our product and services, all right? So that information is already in here as far as the rate. And we have sales tax applied. I see it says here. Does eBiz apply? No, it doesn't. So it automatically didn't apply it because when we did eBiz, we said they were exempt. So even though it's checked here, it didn't do the math because we already put them as exempt. So the sales tax was not applied. And let's go to the textbook so you can see. Actually, I see here they say uncheck it, so we'll do that. But it doesn't apply it anyway. But I'll do that so that I am aligned with the book, so I'll uncheck it. And then we're going to go save and new. Because they have us doing 3 more. Is it down here? Oh, and then just real quickly, if you remember, because we use the perpetual inventory system, our journal entry is going to look like this. We're going to debit accounts receivable. We're going to credit our sales, our revenue account of 150, but then we instantly acknowledge the cost of goods sold and take it out of inventory. Remember we talked about that, the perpetual inventory system. So then we would debit the cost. This is how much we paid for the item. So we debit the cost of goods sold for $75 and we credit the merchandise inventory. So this is done for you because you've already set that up. That as an inventory account. So once you set it up as an inventory account, that is what the journal entry looked like. When we did cash sales, we set that up as non-inventory, so that would be just straight, the sale and the revenue account was be affected in just that one entry. One entry, 2 accounts. So here are the 3. We're going to do all for 11/15 so we don't have to change. The first one is law offices with Williamson, Gallagher, and Katz for $100, okay? So I already did save and new, so you should be here. If not, just go back into plus sign new, and under customer, the first one's invoice. You're going to select law offices of Williamson, Gallagher, and Katz, and it says that you sold 2 networks on account. We're still using the same date. You should see 1008. So we're going to come over here and we're going to select network products, and you're going to come to quantity and you're going to change that to 2. And then we scroll down here, make sure it says 100 because this customer is exempt. I guess we'll do that since they did that for the other one. And then we're gonna go save and new. The next one is Permanente Medical Services, and if you remember, they're in Arizona, so there will be a sales tax applied to them. And I'm really hoping that this goes smoothly, these next 2, because I know in the last class we did have one of them. The sales tax had changed, so we might have to override one of these. Don't remember which one it is. So Permanent Medical Services, you need to select. The date is still the 15th. We have invoice 1009. We're going to select webinars. And then we're going to put quantity 3. And it comes out to $270. Now when we set this up, we already said that we wanted there to be sales tax applied based on location. So it's telling me $16.47. So let's see what they have in the book here. Wonderful. No, not. Wait, where is it? Oh, here it is. $16.47. There we go. So 3 webinars on account for Permanente service that came out to $270, but then there was a sales tax applied of 6.10, and it's $16.47, and the balance should come out to $286.47. Let me just check and make sure it's $286.47. I'm going to do save and new. And the last one is going to be Springfield Unified School Districts. And the date is 11/15. We're on 10/10. The product they're purchasing is web server. And they purchased one of them. Now, this is where we are gonna, we have a problem. Okay. So the book says that it should be applied 6.25%. And it should be $25. However, it appears that they have changed. This book was written in 2018, and they used the date of 2019 as the example for the book. If you notice, look here, it says 2019. So things have sometimes changed when books are written, and as I said in the very beginning, one of the reasons why I'm posting these videos is we're on the 3rd edition, the 4th edition came out. So there's changes, and I'm just going to post my video for the students that don't come to class so that they can follow along for the changes. So this is one of the main reasons. I want to make sure we understand the steps that we have to take. Now, I did have one student that every single time they did it, they had to override it. Some students, for some reason, it just saved. So we're going to go to the see the math, because we're going to need to manually override what it says here. So they have it as 6.10. So we're going to have to edit that. All right, no, it's not over here. It's override this amount. So we're going to put over here 6.25, because that's what the book is using, and I like to be aligned with the book so that our numbers are all correct looking at your ebook. All right, so that's I think the best way to go with it. Let's always make sure we're aligned with the book. So it's going to be 6.25, and when we say reason, which they automatically populates $25 for you, we're going to just say tax rate is incorrect for my sale. Okay. Well, let's try other. I'm just going to put other and confirm and then close. Oh, no. I didn't save that. Did it save it? Oh no, I don't see where. I thought I did put, maybe I didn't. Okay, there it goes. Okay, it did. I guess I didn't click confirm. Sorry about that. So you saw the steps that we did. We went to see the math. And this is a good skill to learn, because there might be situations where there could be some sort of discrepancy with QuickBooks for a short time, where they're not up to date with maybe a certain tax code. And so this is how you would manually override sales tax, okay? And so now you should have 425. And then this way we're aligned with the book. So now we have 425. And I'm going to go save and close, because that's the last thing. So once you apply sales tax, the program will automatically populate, and they know, because they already have everything for you set up for your sales tax. So they automatically know what the name of the Department of Revenue would go under. So they already have it populated. You now need to go, which I already have it, but you need to go to your chart of accounts and make sure that you have your numbers there. Okay, so let's look at it, what they're saying here in the book. They're saying that you want to make sure that you have the Illinois Department of Revenue payable at 208. I think we already did 207 with the Arizona. I believe you already have that. You should have 207 for Arizona. Now they want you to, because we just did the Illinois with the Springfield Unified School District. So that you're going to come down over here and find where it says Illinois Department of Revenue, and you're going to come and you're going to click Edit. So you went down to Accounting and then Chart of Accounts, and under your Chart of Accounts you scroll down and you're looking for that Illinois Department of Revenue, and you're going to write 208 and you're going to click Save and Close, so that you now have that number associated to this account, because we will have to pay that in a future chapter. We're going to pay the sales tax. It's important to have that numbered now because it is an account that we will be using every time we record and make a payment. So they're just showing you here now that after Chapter 4, these are the following customers, and these are the associated sales tax agencies to their sales, and this is the sales tax rate that should be associated with them. So I think one of the reasons why they do that is if, you are using this book like we are 3 years later, you want to make sure to use these numbers even if things have changed. So these things happen sometimes. We might need to override every time we make a sale for Springfield Unified School District. Okay. So it says if you look, on the left-hand side, you'll need to select your taxes. So you need to update QuickBooks on what your filing frequency is. So let's do that now. So on the left-hand side, you're going to scroll down to taxes, and then we're going to go to sales tax. 1099, by the way, if you saw that, this is for your independent contractors. Okay. We don't have that in this book. So now they're telling us that we're going to go, and they want us to say where it says add, you're going to click on add filing frequency, and they want you to pick quarterly. Quarterly, okay? Then next agency. So let's do that. So we're going to go to, I think mine's going to look different than yours. All right, so I already set this up. So you're actually going to have to follow along. I'm sorry. Mine's already set up. So because mine is set up, you're going to have to follow along with the book. So you're going to go click on taxes, and then you'll see where it says add filing frequency. You'll click on that. You're going to select quarterly, and then you're going to click on next agency. And then you're going to have the Illinois Department of Revenue and make sure that's quarterly and save. And you should see that they both are now. So we'll have Arizona Department of Revenue quarterly and Illinois Department of Revenue quarterly. And we'll be paying actually twice. We'll be paying because we're going to do the months of October, November, December. We're in the middle of November now. And then we'll pay in December. That's our fourth quarter of the year. And then we'll also be doing January, February, March business of 2023. And at the end of our last chapter, we'll be paying the sales tax to Arizona and Illinois for those 3 months. So we will visit that step. So that's a good skill for you to know. So now we're going back to our customer, and we have an issue. So a customer was dissatisfied with one of our products, and we have to now issue a credit memo. So we sent out US flash drives, which we have as data storage. And one of them was defective, and the customer called us, and we said, okay, you know what, go ahead and keep the item. We're just going to take it and issue a credit memo to your bill. So we billed them. They haven't given us the money yet. So we're just going to change their bill, that's all, by issuing a credit memo. So when we go to credit memo, it's just going to take that out of their bill, and they're no longer going to owe $150. Now they're going to owe $120 because it was eBiz. So their bill came out to $150. So we're going to follow these steps right here. So it says go to plus sign new, and then you're going to go to credit memo, which is right under estimate and above sales receipt. And you're going to select eBiz. The date for this is 11/16. You're going to come down here and you're going to select one data storage. Data storage 1 will automatically apply. Now, eBiz was not taxed. So it'll just come out to $30, and you're going to go. You could, if you were to send this to your customer, you'd go save and send. You could put their email because we didn't put that information in when we created our customers. But we don't have that information. So we're just going to go, I didn't mean save. We're going to go save and close. Oh, I did it too. All right, so that was our, and in the book, they show us, now remember, we do perpetual inventory. So what happens is with perpetual inventory, you reverse the accounts receivable, and you reverse, well, if you set it up this way, you reverse directly your revenue account. Some companies like to set up contra revenue accounts called sales return and allowances, but this book doesn't, so I'm not going to get into that with you. But some companies like to use contra revenue accounts. reason being is it might not be in the same exact accounting period. So you want to make sure you would have like a contra revenue, which means when you do your income statement or your profit and loss, you will show your sales account, your revenue account, and right under it, it would say less returns and allowances. And in this case, it really was an allowance, but we put it as a credit memo because they didn't send the product back. And so this is something I also talk about. So right away, the QuickBooks will reverse the inventory and the cost of goods sold. Now, if you didn't actually take the product, it was damaged in this case. If you didn't do that, you would actually have to make a manual journal entry, which we know how to do because we've done one before. We'd go to plus sign, you would go. The book doesn't actually do it. They just kind of ignore that fact. But that would be something just to let you know that you would need to do because you'd need to go in and manually, because you no longer have that data. It was damaged. So you would discard it. And so you would probably have a damaged goods account set up. But this book doesn't go over that, so I just want to note that with you. So now they want us to look at our accounts receivable register. If you were to go to accounting and then you double clicked on your accounts receivable account, you should see that the balance is $931.47. And if you were to drill down on the register, it would show you exactly the companies that you have there and for how much. And you'll also see that credit memo there as well. I'm not going to do that. I'm just showing it to you in the book. You can certainly do that. And here's another report. We don't need to save this, and I'm not going to do that with you. You can go to reports. This might be something you'd see on the certification exam, accounts receivable aging summary. This is showing you, your customers that haven't paid you. So we, by default, always use Net 30 with QuickBooks, and so all our customers are set up at Net 30. So if you see somebody here, that means they haven't paid you, and you just need to contact them and find out what's going on because they're late with their payment. So this is a good thing to maybe look at on a monthly basis to see if there's any customers you need to reach out to and remind them of their open invoice. So we now are going to receive payment. So the first payment we received was from eBiz for their remaining balance of $120. So if you're going to go to plus sign new and under customer, you're going to see receive payment. That's the second one. It's the second one down right under invoice. So we're going to select eBiz. And the good thing about this is they automatically will have the invoice there for us once we select the customer. So the date is it really 11/29? We skipped all the way to 11/29? Oh, it is. All right. So it's 11/29. Maybe we went on vacation because we really skipped ahead. Okay. So 11/29. Let's see if they give us information. So it does tell us. It tells us a check, and it's check number 9346. So we're going to go payment method, check, and then under reference, we're going to put 9346. We're going to scroll down, and we're going to select invoice 1007. Notice it has original amount 150, open balance is 120 because we applied that $30. Okay, and then I'm going to go you know what? I'm going to go save it new because I want to show you something. I'm going to go save it new. Just want to show you something. If I were to come up here, you're going to see that if you were to scroll down, and because the book always it gives us, there's an option to look at the transaction journal. I'm not going to click out because I don't want to go out of this. I'm going to actually do another one. But there's a way, how the book is always showing us, well, look, this is what the journal entry looks like. You can always go to your transactional journal and look at it yourself with each transaction that goes on. So, and then you also have the more delete. I've taught some of those students. If you made a mistake, you delete it there as well. And just start new if it's one of those where let me just start all over again. All right, so I'm going to go save it new because the next one is Law Offices of Williamson, Gallagher, and Katz. So let me just show you where we're at in the book for those of you who are following in your ebook. So we did save and new, and we're here. So we received $100 from Law Offices of Williamson, Gallagher, and Katz in payments of the November 15th invoice. They wrote a check, and they gave us a number. And all our customers, we're going to record the payment, okay? So, Law Offices of Williamson, Gallagher, and it's 11/29. All of these are going to be the same date, so we don't have to change that. And it's check, and we said that the check number was 4032. And we're going to select invoice 1008 for $100, and we'll go save and new. The next one was we received $270 from Permanente Medical Services for the payment of, oh, well, no, that's not the right amount. Let me see what the right amount is. It's $286.47. I have the book, I have a different edition, so. We're gonna do, Permanente Medical, and they paid by check. The check number is 901. You're gonna come down and select invoice 1009. They paid us in full of $286.47, and we're gonna go save and new. I have the second edition in front of me, actually, so. Second edition has sales tax. I'm really glad they added it. I'm looking forward to what the fourth edition is. This next one is Springfield Unified School Districts. And they wrote a check. It's reference 8422. You're gonna come down and you're gonna select invoice 1010. Now, I mean, obviously, you know, in a real business situation, there probably are several invoices and you need to make sure you're selecting the correct one. But in our circumstance, there's only one. And that was for that $425 invoice that we did. And then the next thing they have here is sold the following items for cash. So we're gonna get out of here. Because do you remember what we do when we sell for cash? Sales receipt, right? So the fifth one down, sales receipt. And we sold items for cash, so we're gonna select cash sales. The date is still 11/29. Did they tell us the payment? No, they didn't give, they just said it was check, so. We don't have the information. So the first thing they have listed is 10 data storage. Then it's 3 network products. Then webinars. 2 of those. Is that it? I believe so. So the total I have here is $630, but with tax it comes out to $668.43. Let's just check and make sure we're right. $668.43. All right. So they said that you were using sales receipt. The payment method is check. Oh, it was. Oh, I'm sorry. It is check number 211. Let me add that in there. So it's check number 211. All right. So we're gonna do. Let's see. What is this? Save and new. We're going to do save and new because we have another one. So the next one said sold 1 web server for cash, $400. So I'll scroll down. They showed you, they wanted to make sure you saw that you have 3 products now listed in here. And then they have sold 1 web server for cash, $400, and it should come out to $424.40. So we're going to select cash sales. We're going to come over here. We're going to select web server. And it's one of them. And when we apply the sales tax, it should come out to $424.40, and that's going to be save and close. Now we're going to do a bank reconciliation because we just finished our last. Oh, you know what? I just realized that the date for that last one was 11/30, so just to be aligned with the book. Go back into sales receipt. I apologize about that. But I do like making corrections, so you get really acclimated and familiar with the step. Double click on that last cash sales and change it to the 30th. My students don't usually say I like making mistakes because then you see how to correct them. All right, so now we're up to par with everything, correct? So far in the book, now we're on page 92, and we're gonna do the bank reconciliation. So to do the bank reconciliation, you need to have gotten the last day is November 30th, and we just did our last thing. We had a cash sale for November 30th. That was our last thing for November, and now we can do our reconciliation because we got our bank statement in the mail. So we're gonna do that for the last day of the month of November. And here's our ending balance, 62569.89. So let's start the process. Hopefully everybody remembers. You're gonna go down to your chart of accounts, and you're gonna go to your either double click or you'll go to view register on your 101 checking, and you're gonna click reconcile. You're gonna scroll down a little and fill out the reconciliation information here. So we had the balance as 62569.89, and your date would be the last day of the month. So November 30th, And then you're going to do that here as well, November 30th. And the service charge is $20, and it should be linked to 603. This is not an interest-bearing account, so we skip that, and we're going to select Start Reconciling. And as I told you from the October reconciliation, we're kind of a little, unorthodox here, because we just go ahead and immediately say everything cleared. But in the real world, you're actually going to go down the list and make sure everything cleared. So we're going to come down and it's not letting me do anything here. Hold on. Is it that the screen is not? I should be. I think I have to go to the right a little. Maybe I need to. Okay, there we go. I couldn't see the whole screen. Oh, I still need to go down a little bit more. All right. So, nope, it's still not allowing me to. It's not allowing me to get to the rights where you have to select. Let me try one more time, and then if not, I'll go out and come back in. No, so it's not coming. I'm just gonna go back up, and I'm gonna go out and come back in. All right, so I'm just going to save for later. And I'll go back to, I'll go to view register, which I remember the last time I said, you know what, if don't force it, so if I go back to reconcile, it'll bring me right back to where I was at. I wonder why it's not allowed. It's not bringing up the cancel. It's not bringing up the I'm on compact. Everything. Let me see if I put on regular. I'm not sure why it's not allowing me to select. It should have these buttons here that will allow me to select each one, and they'll have here where I'll be able to select all. I'm gonna have to skip this process, and you might have to do it on your own. So on yours, you're gonna see that yours should hopefully not look like mine. I don't know why it's looking like this, but there should be a little circle here that'll allow you to select all. And then once you select all, your difference should come to 0. I'll try one more time, or maybe I will close without saving. We'll remove all your changes. Close without saving. So maybe I'll start again. It was 549, 89. Apologize about this, guys. November 30th. November 30th. The service charge is 20. If it doesn't do it again, I'll just skip it, and I'll make sure on my ends I'll figure out what is making it. Okay, there it goes. I don't know why have you guys been noticing from my videos? QuickBooks is acting funny. Okay, so it came this time. For some strange reason, QuickBooks did that. If you saw my chapter 3, it was extremely so. We had several students complain about the network. I don't know what's going on. It's making me a little nervous with QuickBooks. I have a lot of faith in get my extra money with you guys. So I hope they get it together. But obviously there was some sort of bug in the system, and it wasn't allowing me to check. I mean, that's the whole purpose of the bank reconciliation process, is selecting all the checks that cleared. So I was able to now do select all, and the difference is 0, so I'm gonna select finish now. So, I don't know. I'm sorry if anyone else had to go through the same thing. If there was a bug on your end, it's a shame. I'm not sure what was going on there, but All right, so let's see, all right, so that's all the work that we do in the chapter. I don't go through, you'll see more stuff, and I'd like you to follow along on your own with, looking at some of the reports and recent transaction activity that they like you to do because they want to get you acclimated on how checking behind your employees or yourself if there were any errors. I'm not going to go ahead and do that. Instead, we are going to go straight to reports. I know one of the reports I always use is trial balance. I'm about to look it up now and see what are the two accounts we save in the class. So the date that they're telling us that we're going to be using is 11/1 to 11/30. Now, for those of you who have the book, if you do have any errors, they do go over the journal, and they have the journal there for you, so you can kind of compare your journal to their journal if there's any errors. It's one of the things I do with my students, to double check and see if we can quickly find what an error might be, if there is any. And I have 101.920.30. So let's look in here when we get to reports. You see the journal, they have 11:15 to 11:30 because that's what we did in the chapter. As I said, they have, if you have the ebook, you can, kind of compare your journal, go down and compare your journal and see. I'll do it a little slower if there's anyone following us that's not in the class. And you can kind of check and see if, there's an error that you need to change. Now for this, this is transaction detail by account, I'm sorry. Where's our trial balance? Here it is. So they asked us for 11/1 to 11:30, and the number should be 101.920.30, which I had, and you're going to save that as Chapter 5 _ trial balance. All right. Now there's a number of ones. I don't ask you to do all of the assignments, so I'm going to go to announcements and see which one I ask you to do for Chapter 5. You need to send me the trial balance and the balance sheet. And then I'll go back to announcements and look at our project because we're about to do our homework. And the Unit 3 project from the homework, you need to give me the trial balance and the balance sheet. All right, so I just wanted to make sure that we were aware of what we had to save. So the next one we have to do is the balance sheet. I'm not going over how to save anymore because you should all know how to save. And I'm not going to do the balance sheet because you should all know how to bring up the balance sheet and save the balance sheet. So I'm not going to go over that, but I am going to scroll down and make sure I give you the correct number. So if you do your balance sheet before you save, just check and make sure it's $93,509.89. Okay? If there's an error, like I said, they do have the journal there for you to compare your journal to their journal. Let's do the homework. So the homework is at the end with the QuickBooks resources and activities. We're going to scroll down. And I believe the first thing they have us do is, add a customer. So if you remember, you're going to go to your sales, and then you're going to scroll down a customer, and there should be a green button where you go, oops, that green button moved on me. You're going to go to new customer. That customer information window is going to pop up, and you are going to put the following information in there. Main office depot, automatically these two things will populate. The address is 4123 Broadway, Portland, Oregon, 97207. The country is USA. Then you're going to come up and put the phone number is 503-555-8911. This customer is tax exempt, so you're going to go to the bottom and you're going to go to the third tab over where it'll say tax info. You're going to click that and you're going to put that check mark of this customer is exempt, so it does not apply tax to that customer. All right, and then I guess we have two. So the next one is Web Pro. So you're going to go back and new customer, wait for that customer information window to pop up, and you're going to type in Web Pro. The address is 1506 West Sage Street, Tucson, Arizona, 85704, USA. Now, since we see it's Tucson, Arizona, they will not be tax exempt. We will be charging them tax according to location, but luckily for us, our Arizona taxes is still the 6.2? I forget what we have for Arizona, but whatever was Arizona, that's correct. So the good thing is, so you're going to just make sure that you don't have exempt, that it's going to be by location. It automatically should by default do that for you. And the phone number is 520-555. Oh, 531. There's a digit. Put 5311.
No.
There's a digit missing. Okay. Now it's telling us you're going to write a few checks. So we're going to go to plus sign new. You're going to go second one under vendors checks. And the first one they have here, going back, is office suppliers. It says make sure your balance is 6254989, which we did the bank reconciliation, so we know that. Oh Lord, there's a lot of homework. I can see in my book there's a lot. It's even more than the last chapter. Okay, let's be ready. All right, so we have office suppliers is our first check, and the date is 12/1. So we're just starting December here. As a matter of fact, I think they're all going to be 12/1. Yeah, I think if I remember correctly. Yep, every single thing. That's one thing we don't have to change the date. Everything is going to be 12/1/22. Make sure you're on check 1036. Okay, and they automatically populate this for you. You're going to override the costs, and it's 100.75, 100.75, and you're going to go save and new. The next one is Moss Advertising. And we don't need to change the date. We just need to override the amount of $155. Save and new, because it's the same date. The next one is cellular service. And it's for $82.13, save and new. The next one is Village Restaurant. And they already have meals and entertainment. You're going to override the amount and put $56.90. Save and new. The next one is Hours Delivery with an H. We should have check number 1039 because that last one was ATM. And then you're going to just override the amount, and it's $52.65. Save and new. This is our last one. I'm still going to do save and new to make sure we have the correct balance. It's office suppliers. And you're just going to override and put $21. Select save and new, and let's make sure we have the correct balance. It says 62081.46. Okay, and I'll show you that here. 62081.46. And we checked, we made sure. So now the next thing it says, pay the vendor Ample Store for bill number AS7 $300. So where do we go for us paying a bill? Exit out of it, and we're gonna go to pay bill. And the date is going to need to be changed, and that's December 1st. Okay, make sure you have it with check number 1041, okay? And there's actually a few of them. So pay bills is something you could do in an allotment. You know, you could just select a few of them. So we're gonna go ahead and do that instead of doing it individually. I think they have it set up where they want us to do individually, but we're not gonna do it that way. We're just gonna go to pay bill and select them. So the first one we're gonna select is AS7. So AS7, okay? The next one we're gonna select, because it's the same date, is ATD90. ATD90, right, for $250. All right, the next one they have is 78CC, so the conference call for $270. And that's it. They have the 1, 2, 3 pay bills. So I'm now going to come down here and go save. And then it will, in the order of my selection, pay those 3 bills, okay? So we'll exit out of that because now it's bill number. So we got a bill in the mail. Let me scroll down so you can see where you're at. If you're using the ebook, we're here. We got a bill in the mail from Anytime Deployment. So let's put that in. So you go to plus sign new, and under vendors, you're gonna go to bill, and we're gonna select Anytime Deployment. And the bill number is ATD288. And we sold 11 network products. So we're going to come down to product. We already have that there. Oh, we already have 11, so that's great. So let's do save and new. Remember, we're using 12/1 as the date, so it should already be there. The one we'll have to always change is pay bill. But if you aren't sure what you have, you can always go here and say, oh, look, okay, I did do 12/1. Okay, so the next one is Cloud Z channel. So select Cloud G channel, and the bill number is capital CZ92. Scroll down, you'll already see web server there, and the quantity is 3. So 3 web servers for $600. Save and new. The next one is conference call. The bill number is 121, capital CC. You're going to scroll down and select 5 webinars. I already have that. I'm going to go save and new. Because the next one is Ample Store. The bill number is capital AS23. You're going to scroll down, and that's going to be 20 data storage. Save and new. All right, so let's see where we're at in the book. We did 1, 2, 3, 4 bills, right? ATD 288, CZ 92, 121 CC, and AS 23 for the date of 12/1. So let's just go back here and just verify you have 4 bills. And if you do, exit out, because the next one is sold 2 computers for cash. So when we sell for cash, what do? That will be sales receipt, right? It tells you here, sales receipt, you should be on 1014. So plus sign new, 5th one down, sales receipt. And since we're paying, it's cash paying customer, we're going to go to cash sales. Same date, 12/1. We should be on 1014. For the product or service, you're going to select computers. We sold 2 of them. And that's going to be, is it going to be save and new? No, it's actually save and close. Because the next thing they have us is sold 1 web server on account. So when we sell on account, that's our credit customer. We send them an invoice, okay, because we're billing them. We're going to select Web Pro. We just created Web Pro. If you don't have Web Pro, that means you need to add new. Then you can go back and change the information. So Web Pro, the date is 12/1. It's going to be for 1 web server. And it comes out to $424.40. Okay. And then that's going to be save and new, because we have another invoice. We sold 2 webinars on accounts of Permanente Medical Services. So that's the one we have to make sure we have the sales tax. So Permanente Medical Services, we should have 10116. Still no, December, these are all going to be December 1st. And we sold Permanente 2 webinars. So select webinars and quantity 2. Now, I'm showing 190.98. Let's see what it says in the book, because we always have to stop and check and make sure that the sales taxes are correct. So Permanente, it applied to 6.1 and it's correct at 190.98. The next one is I sold 2 network products on account to law offices Williamson and Gallagher. They're no. So go save and new. I'm going to select law offices of Williamson. Oh, it's going slow. We should be on 1017, okay, just to verify. You're going to come down here, and we sold them 2 network products for $100. They don't have any sales tax. I mean, you can undo that if you want. It automatically, because we exempt them, and took it off. The next one is sold 5 data storage units to eBiz on account. So I'm going to select eBiz. I'm going to select data storage 5 for $150, and that's going to be save and close. Because the next one is sold 3 computers for cash. I just want to show you, for those of you who are on your ebook, where we're at. So we just did Permanente, law offices of Williamson, Gallagher, and Katz, and eBiz. Now we're here. We sold 3 computers for cash. So that'll be plus sign new, 5th one down, sales receipt. You're gonna select cash sales. Same dates. And come over here and select computer. And then our cash sales we know are set up correctly, and our total should come out to 3183. So we're gonna do, let's see, save and close on that. Because we have 3 more. Sold 1 web server on account. There is an end to this, so it's quite a bit of work, but there is an end. We have 3 more. We sold 1 web server on account to WebPro. So on account is invoice, right? That's our credit customer. We're sending them an invoice. They have 30 days to pay. So we're going to select WebPro. We have the same date. We're going to select web server. And it's one of them, so I'm scrolling, and it says 424.40. Save and new, because the next one is sold 6 data storage to main Office Depot. Main Office Depot, and that's 6 data storage. $180. Before I save, I just want to make sure I have my correct information. We had just did WebPro for $424.40, and now we're doing main Office Depot for $180. So we have 180 and it's 1021. I'm going to go save and close. And the last thing they have here is paid vendor. So when we pay our vendor, that's pay bills, okay? So we're going to go to plus sign new, pay bills. And I'm going to make sure I change the date to 12/1. I mean, there's different ways you can actually pay. You can go to the customer and click and then bring up their invoice and pay it as well. But I just, by habit, I always do it this way. So 12/1, it should say check number 1044, and we're paying CZ33. We're paying this. So we're going to select CZ33 for $1,600, and we're going to click save. And that ends this chapter. So we're going to go and we're going to save those 2 reports. I am going to bring them up for you since they don't have that information for you in there. So you're going to type in trial balance. Oops, I missed that. And you're going to put the dates that I have in the book. It says 10/1 to 12/1. I just want to show you that. 10/1 to 12/1 is going to be for all of these, but we're only saving trial balance and balance sheet. So we're going to come over here, and we're using October 1st to December 1st, and then run report. And our trial balance should come out to 107,675.08. Wonderful. You know what to do to save, right? Come over here, export to PDF. The next one we're going to do is our balance sheet, and we're going to use those same dates. So I get to go here, select balance sheet. You have to start typing it in, and you're going to come here and you're going to change it to October 1st to December 1st, and then run report. Your total should be 95,591.24. You see, total assets and total liability and owner equity should be 95,591.94. If you have that, great, save that, because you're going to send that with chapter 6 as your project.